So we have both our direct costs and our indirect costs. We have our direct benefits and our indirect benefits. Now, a cool thing about this is that when you think about things in this way, that you have one thing where you have an alternative and you can compare the economic surplus, between the two, right? What you're going to come out with is that one of these things is going to be a better idea than the other, right? So now everything's in sort of relative terms. The economic surplus of going to the movie relative to your alternative of going to the dance, which means that if you calculate out all of your alternatives, only one of them can have a positive economic surplus because that's the one that's better than all the other options. Only one of them can be the best. So you do your economic surplus calculation. You're only going to get one option with a positive value. That's the one that you should do. Makes things really nice and easy if you're coming at it from a mathematical angle. Or there's only going to be one good option. All right, let's go back to jalapenos. So we need an alternative to the jalapenos. So let's say we go to the store, we only have enough money to either buy a jalapeno or some milk. Right? We have a very strained budget. So let's write this all up. We got jalapenos. We have our alternative of getting some milk. We have a benefit. We have a cost. Okay, so we already determined the jalapeno brings us $3 in benefit, or at least it brings me $3 in benefit. Maybe for you, it brings something else. It's going to cost us 20 cents. Milk, on the other hand, we get $6 in benefit from that milk, but it costs us a little more. It's $2.50. All right, so just like with our mowing the lawn example from last time, we have two different alternatives here. They both seem pretty good, right? In both cases, the benefit is greater than the cost. But that's not good enough. We can't just say they're both good ideas. We need to figure out which one is the best idea. And for that, we can calculate our economic surplus, comparing the two, and it's going to turn out that one of them is better than the other. Before we do it, any guesses which one's going to be the better? Milk. Yeah, let's see it. Okay, so is the next one just answered? It's not. Okay, so we're going to calculate this out. So economic surplus, what we want to calculate. Now, you can memorize the next steps I'm going to do, but it's a lot easier if you just think about what's actually going on. What is economic surplus? What two things are we comparing here for economic surplus?
Value and price.
Value and price, or benefits and costs, right? Same idea, right? So we have benefits minus costs, okay? So we just got to figure out what are the benefits and what are the costs of the option that we're looking at. So we know that there are two kinds of benefits. There are direct benefits and indirect benefits. There are also two kinds of costs. There are direct costs and indirect costs. And we want to subtract one. We want to subtract all the costs from all the benefits. Get direct benefits plus indirect benefits minus direct costs minus indirect costs. Okay, so let's fill in these numbers. So first of all, what's the direct? Let's say we're looking at the jalapeno compared to the milk. So we're looking at the jalapeno. What's the direct benefit of the jalapeno? Anybody? Yeah.
$3.
$3. Right? If we buy the jalapeno, we actually tangibly get the jalapeno, which we valued at $3. Right? So that's the actual value of what we get. The thing that we touch is the $3 jalapeno. All right. What's the indirect benefit? Now remember, this is something that did not happen. So it's going to be something that it's good that it didn't happen. Yeah.
You didn't have to pay $2.50.
Didn't have to pay $2.50 exactly. If we got the milk, we would have had to pay $2.50. We didn't get the milk, so we don't have to pay $2.50. That's a good thing. So the indirect benefit is $2.50. All right, so we got all of our benefits lined up here. We just need to subtract off our costs. So what is the direct cost of the jalapeno? What are we actually tangibly losing?
20 cents.
20 cents exactly. right? If we actually buy the jalapeno, we actually lose 20 cents. That is going to be gone from us forever. And so that is going to be a direct cost. How about the indirect cost? What is a good thing that's not happening because we picked the jalapeno? And how much is that worth?
Don't enjoy your milk.
We don't enjoy our milk, which we value at $6. So we have our four components here. We have the direct and indirect benefits. We have the direct costs and indirect costs. We put numbers on all four of them, and we're going to be able to calculate out economic surplus, which if we add it up is $5.50 minus $6.20, which is minus 70 cents. And we can interpret that number as saying that the jalapeno is 70 cents less good than the milk, right? Because we're comparing these two things, right? This isn't the jalapeno. I mean, even though the jalapeno was worth it on its own, right? $3 is bigger than 20 cents. This isn't saying the jalapeno is bad. It's just not as good as the milk. So we should choose the milk over it, right? Any questions about this so far? Okay, let's do another calculation. This time, we're going to calculate the economic surplus of the milk. Before we do it, can anybody guess what the answer is going to be? $3.50. That's a guess. All right, what else? Any other guesses? Yeah?
70 cents.
70 cents exactly. Let's calculate it out. So, we got the direct benefit, the indirect benefit, direct cost, the indirect cost, except this time we're looking at the milk, right? So, the direct benefit, what's the direct benefit of the milk? Yep. $6 exactly. So we got 6. Plus, what's the indirect benefit of the milk? What's the good, what's the bad thing that didn't happen? Because we got the milk. 20 cents, yes. Subtract out the direct cost. What's the direct cost of the milk? $2.50. We'd have to pay $2.50 for that milk. And then finally, what's the indirect cost? What's the good thing that didn't happen? $3. We don't get that jalapeno. So you might notice a lot of similarity here between what's going on. I've just taken the benefits and the costs and flipped them, which makes a lot of sense, right? Because if you get the jalapeno, you get the benefits and costs of choosing the jalapeno over the milk. If you choose the milk, you get the benefits and costs of choosing the milk over the jalapeno. We're just comparing the two. They just swap directions, right? So this time we get 620 minus 550, which is positive 70 cents, right? So this is saying the jalapeno is 70 cents less good than the milk. This is saying the milk is 70 cents better than the jalapeno. And so therefore we should choose the milk.